friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. I am here to do another virtual readout. I hope that you have come to expect these every single day this week for Banned Books Week, because I think it is important to speak out about things that we want to read, support authors, support publishers, and even if a book isn't right for us, doesn't mean that it's not right for somebody else, and I hope we all keep that in mind. I know I was very emotional about yesterday's virtual readout. Today, really not so much. The reason why this book has been banned, several reasons, are all true. It is frequent. It does have frequent and strong references to sex, heavy drug use, teen pregnancy, profanity. All of those things are in this amazing book, and that is Go Ask Alice. I absolutely adore this book. I read it probably in my early teens for the very first time. My mom gave me her like first edition I don't even know what year it was published. 1971 copy, which was many years before I was born. I have since lost that copy. Then I bought another copy when I was in my older teens, and I lost that copy. And now I finally broke down and just bought a new copy, and then finally I found the original 1971 edition. That's why this one's all beat up. It's beat up to heck and back. It's got major dents. It's, it's in pretty bad shape, but I love this book so much. This is a book that I actually have reread multiple times in my life. I'm not a huge rereader by any stretch of the means at all. I usually like to just read new books because there's so many books that I want to read. But this is one that I obviously love so much that I have reread it. So the reasons why it's been banned are absolutely true. It does have sex, it does have drugs, it does have profanity and all of that. But regardless, I think there is a place for this in the literature world, and I think this can help some teenage girls out there, teenage guys as well, but specifically, this follows a teenage girl as she's it's like a coming of age story, but it was written in 1971, or that's when it was published. So you got to think of that era and that time frame. Things were very different back then, and a lot of crazy stuff goes down. As always, I'm going to read just the first, let's see how long the first, this is actually written like a diary. So I'll actually read you two entries, September 16th and September 17th. So like I said, it is written in diary format, and let's go ahead. September 16th. Yesterday, I remember thinking I was the happiest person in the whole earth, in the whole galaxy, and all of God's creation. Could that only have been yesterday, or was it endless light years ago? I was thinking that the grass had never smelled grassier, the sky had never seemed so high. Now it's all smashed down upon my head, and I wish I could just melt into the blahness of the universe and cease to exist. Oh, why can't I? How can I face Sharon and Debbie and the rest of the kids? How can I? By now the word has gotten around the whole school. I know it has. Hey, I bought this diary because I thought at least I'd have something wonderful and great and worthwhile to say. Something so personal that I wouldn't be able to share it with another living person, only myself. Now, like everything else in my life, it has become so much nothing. I really don't understand how Roger could have done this to me when I have loved him for so long as I can remember, and I have waited all my life for him to see me. Yesterday when he asked me out, I thought I'd literally and completely die with happiness. I really did. And the whole wide world is cold and gray and unfeeling, and my mother is nagging me to clean up my room. How can she nag me to clean up my room when I feel like dying? I can't even have the privacy of my own soul. Diary, you'll have to wait until tomorrow, or I'll have to go through the long lecture again about my attitude and my immaturity. See ya. September 17th. School was a nightmare. I was afraid I'd see Roger every time I turned a corner in the hall. Yet I was desperate for fear I wouldn't see him. I kept telling myself, maybe something went wrong and he'll explain. At lunch, I had to tell the girls about his not showing. I pretended I didn't care, but oh, diary, I do. I care so much, and I feel that my whole insides have shattered. How is it possible for me to be so miserable and embarrassed and humiliated and beaten and still function, still talk and smile and concentrate? If she doesn't mean like physically beaten, you'll understand that if you read the whole thing. I wouldn't intentionally hurt anyone in this whole world. I wouldn't hurt them physically or emotionally. How then can people so consistently do it to me? Even my parents treat me like I'm stupid and inferior and ever short. I guess I'll never measure up to anyone's expectations. I surely don't measure up to what I'd like to be. And then it goes on from there, but it's such a good book, you guys. Just reading that little bit makes me want to read it. Again, don't forget to check out all of my other virtual readouts that I have done so far this week. I still have 2 more to go. I have one scheduled on Friday, tomorrow, and one scheduled on Saturday. So make sure to stay tuned for those. But that's all I have for you today. That's where I'm going to stop, of course. See my dog going in and out of the room while I'm filming. Anyway, her name is Bear, and she says hi. But that's all I have for you today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!